vehicle. Ready to throw down this NOS energy drink, top 32. There's the stats, fairly equally matched. Both Nissans, well, Nissan and Infiniti, but both with the LS engines. So excited to see how this one unfolds. Odi Bakchis, his wife and spotter, cheering him on. The Cash Racing G37. He had some issues yesterday. I talked to him in the driver's meeting. He says, dude, we changed up the fuel. So he thinks he put in bad fuel. Hopefully he's worked it out. But right now, you can't give Odi a gap like that. He is thirsty. Here we go. Odi Bakchis around that first front flip. The Cash Racing G37 shuts her down. And it looks like Odi Bakchis, throw the yellow flags, throw the caution. And it looks like, yep, there it is. So Odi sees the vehicle, shuts her down as he would have, wouldn't have been pretty. So just as I was talking about Jonathan Hurst and working out the gremlins, looks like he got him wet and fed him after midnight because they grew between last night and right now. So the Cash Racing G37, unfortunately, still having that of Odi Bakchis. He's going to be chasing down Jonathan Hurst, the Cash Racing G37. He has that deficit there, and here we go. Jonathan Hurst comes out swinging, but if I'm Odi, you got to think, you know, out of the last few runs, hasn't been 100%. You really got to risk it for the biscuit, and he does just that. So Hurst looks like he found that clean fuel once again. Oh, boy, woo! Wow, pucker up, Buttercup. Man, he grabbed all of the seat with his rear end. Wow. All right, well, with that being said, Odi Bakchis, I mean, I know he got the new carbon Kevlar doors and body kit, but that is no way to try it out and see if it's durable. But Odi Bakchis, we talked about it, Ryan, yesterday in qualifying.
The easy win here. Obviously, Hurst having some problems with his vehicle, but Odi Bakchis doing a great bit of defensive driving there to avoid damage with the vehicle, and he will be moving on into the top 16.
You can see it at the top of the hill there, the right rear, something was broken. Jeff Jones just did a better job in his chase, too. He was mimicking Osbo's line, really good proximity. So Jeff Jones did a great job on his own, but he was given a little bit of a gift there by having Osbo's, whatever that was, suspension brake in the right rear.
He might have hit the rumble strip or something.
Yeah, but
that was his back left.
It was his right rear that
back
was broken.
Right.
Yeah, so we don't know exactly what would have affected it. Maybe it was something from previous, you know, that stressed a suspension arm or something, but good job for Jeff Jones getting through.
Yep. Here we go. We're back to the action. Odi Bakchis going against that of Travis Reeder. Whoa, well, look at that. Reeder jumps into formation. Absolutely frazzled by that. Ooh! Reeder overcooks it now. Again, Ryan, this seems like a different Odi Bakchis in 2021. Travis Reeder debuting this new car. Odi Bakchis loud and proud, just nasty with it. Look at that. Odi Bakchis just seems absolutely possessed. And you pointed it out early, Ryan.
Yeah, so important, Jared, to get a good start from that first inside clip. And
he is deserving of being in the Great Eight. I know he's got a lot of fans watching, and I know Castro does as well. So here we go. Odi Bakchis gets a run here, minus Travis Reeder. Unfortunately, he could not make it to the line. So Odi Bakchis gets the win here in Falcon Tires S15. All right, so here it is. We have our Great Eight. Our Great Eight is been shaped. And here is how it lays out here as, man, just an absolutely beautiful sight in more ways than one. Odi Bakchis
back to where we left off before the break. And it looks like after Jones and Kearney kind of got into it in their battle, we are now going to be taking a look first at Adam LZ and Odi Bakchis.
So Odi Bakchis, Adam LZ, and Ryan, you talked about this earlier, similar scenarios about Texas, LZ, and Jones, but here we go, right back jumping into it. Odi Bakchis and Adam LZ, two S15s, two very different builds. Oh boy, look at that nastiness. We got door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel, and LZ just absolutely slamming into the side of Odi Bakchis. Let's take a look at this.
As a
So let's see who is at fault here. I want to take a look at the instant replay. Saw a bit of an exchange there of Adam going up to the door of him. I don't know if it was a sorry or what the heck, or didn't see the.
Now I think this is LZ getting maybe a little bit overzealous here, and we know how challenging getting the timing.
And there it is, Odi Bakchis with that run advances into the Final Four, baby. Matt Field, Vaughn Gittin Jr., that's going to be a blast. Jeff Jones and Odi Bakchis, and we do not have a third place consolation battle, right? I mean, because in 2020 we did have one because of qualifying. But now with qualifying, we do not have a third place battle. Third place is dictated by the higher qualifying driver. So again, Field, if Field qualified first, Vaughn Gittin Jr. qualified fourth, Jeff Jones 18th, and Odi qualifying. Loses, Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets third.
Right.
If Odi wins, Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets. No, sorry. Yeah. If Jones wins, Odi gets third. I apologize.
Correct.
Thank you.
If Odi wins, Vaughn gets third.
Thank you.
That's how we're doing it.
All right. Well, some people have lost some money here today. Their bets went south, but regardless, you know who's gonna win right now? No, I have no idea. Us. We're all gonna win. That's a great way of putting it. Jones and Odi Bakchis. Oh man, this should be fun. You know, you gotta think that we were talking about just the confidence, but I think just the zaniness and the fun having that Jones is having and his team, I think that's really just keeping him cool, calm, and collect.
Yeah, totally. Like keeping it loose, fun, happy, smiling. There's something
Dancing.
to be said about the there's a fine balance of the seriousness of competition and being able to have fun. I mean, drifting is fun by its very nature.
Fact.
And that's what makes it such a beautiful sport. It's cool that it's also a competition because you have both of those elements. And now we're putting ourselves in a position where one of these two guys is going to be going to the finals. Is it going to be Odi Bakchis or is it going to be Jeff Jones?
Here we go. Odi Bakchis out front. Jeff Jones in that chase position. The first portion of this battle. Matt Field waits in the wings as Vaughn Gittin Jr. does as well. Will he get third place or will he get fourth? Odi Bakchis coming down the hill in that Falcon Tires Field Suspension S15. Here comes Jones in tow. Odi brings around that first front clip. Well executed by both the drivers. Couple car length distance in between the two drivers. First outside zone, now the second outside zone. Jones taking a tighter line. Ooh. Look at that, wheel to wheel. Good transition. Now coming out of the keyhole. Jeff Jones make a small correction, straightens out, now back up the hill. Odi and Jones, no major mistakes from either driver. I think Odi had a really good lead run. Jeff had some corrections in the back in that chase position. Now, if I'm Jones, and Jones is going for it, but I know, Amy,Odi's wife, she's here in the building. She's loving it. She's back, and it's great, man. This is just all one big happy family, but one of these gentlemen is going to the finals, guaranteed a podium spot. Here we go. Send it. Jeff Jones coming down the pipe. Odi Bakchis right there. That's what I was talking about, and that's to be expected. Jones in that 818 Edelbrock. Z coming into that second outer zone. Just barely dips that back left wheel into that second outside zone, transitioning out of the keyhole and through that touch and go. Oh, great transition by both the drivers. Jeff was a little off that touch and go run. Awesome driving by both the drivers.
Well, a great battle here in the Final Four.
Where are my Jeff Jones fans at? Where are my one more time fans at? Slide him left for Jones, right for Odi Bakchis. Odi gets the win. And Let's take a look at these cars. Odi Bakchis, Matt Field. Field claiming 700 horsepower. I think it's got to be a little more than that. And Odi with the long hair, the shaggy hair. He's been thrashing, dude.
I think Matt is more like at the 1K realm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like 1,000. And remember, like, the horsepower wars, Odi was just like, 1,000 horsepower, like, the HP, LOL, like, kind of was making fun of the horsepower wars. And now look where you're at. You can't beat them, join them.
But it's also a point of diminishing returns just because of the tire width limitation.
For sure.
We've seen people go in too far of an extreme on the horsepower and basically never be able to use that, and almost it hurts them in competition.
Yep.
So finding that happy medium, what chassis, how much weight, and then the tire width that applies to that. So.
Yep.
And I think a lot of it now, and especially with people like Odi, it's about suspension dynamics and getting that right for each of the tracks that you go to, being able to get the grip down at the right part of the track at the right time in both the lead and the chase setup.
Yeah.
The lead setup is kind of like a qualifying setup, right?
Yep.
Not always, because I know a lot of guys run it a little bit looser in qualifying so they can get a little bit more crazy, but you still want to have enough grip to chase. And if you're the lead driver out and you smoke the tires, you don't have a lot on the chase, you got to find a balance to be able to manage that appropriately.
All the teal and blue shirts supporting their respective teams. Matt Field will lead our #1 qualifier. The finals are here. Everybody turn on your phone lights. Let's light this place up. Turn on your phone lights.
Hey-o.
Let's light it up. Larry Chen gonna snap the pics. Larry, you ready, buddy? Little baby send. Let's send it! Atlanta, line up the night. The finals are here. It's a Falcon 1-2. In which order are they gonna land? Matt Field, the beast from the Bay, initiates. Throwing into that first front clip. Odi Bakchis right there on the back. Oh! Odi Bakchis lunges forward, gets in to the side of Matt Field. You see him go on the opposite side. The accident happens. And the carbon Kevlar body kit lands right in front. Oh, man, we got side skirts, front bumpers. We got it all. That was interesting. How did he go on that side? Odi says, look, I need damage on this side, too. Let's just go and throw it on that side.
Well, we know these guys come out aggressive, and this is a course where you're going really fast and slow, then really fast again, then slow, then really fast again.
Joner Bams, let's go. Chris Yule, Joner Bams, is that sufficient? Here we go, send it for the finals. Odi Bakchis out front, Matt Field in the chase position. Who's coming out on top? Odi, missing some of those carbon Kevlar bits, wraps it around that front clip, gets a little closer, doesn't have that bumper on. And look at this, big angle, Matt Field with a big correction.
Oh boy.
And Matt Field, is that considered incomplete? Kind of came out of power, and now coming back down the hill. Guys, is that an incomplete? But the contact, Ryan, I hear you screaming, hooting and hollering. Is that enough? Wow.
I mean, this is a weird situation because the incomplete by Odi comes in the chase. Matt Field couldn't finish his lead run, so they don't have a lead.
Guess what?
You gotta be kidding me.
You know, if this shows up, they're going one more time.
Goodness gracious.
All-star special, scattered, capped, covered, right? Scattered, so my move is, so it's scattered, so smothered is cheese, right? Covered, cubed, chunked, and then capped. I like the shrooms. Here we go. That is Matt Field and Odi Bakchis. Nice job there by Matt Field on initiation, going to that first outside zone. Into the second outside zone. Both these guys are dialed. Rip Rourke ready to go into the keyhole. Around that front clip, out of the keyhole, both these drivers go. Now down into that touch and go, and that final clip. Looks like we got a full pull here, Ryan. Look at that. Oh, just as I say that. Odi Bakchis overshoots, 2 tires off.
I think it was past the finish line.
It was past the finish line. I was over here busy talking about the Dub House, the old Waffle House, man.
Wow.
Trademark. There we go. It's all you. Thank you. I'll send you my Venmo. All right. Speaking of Venmo, talking about getting paid, let's send it Atlanta for potentially the last time here of the evening. Odi Bakchis out front. Matt Field sweating them. Look at this. Around that first front clip. Oh, man. Matt Field He is a man possessed. Odi Bakchis filling all that outside zone 1, outside zone 2. Field taking a shallower line, but look at that Field. Oh man, he took a shallower line. He had a correction, exiting out of the keyhole, and then back up the hill. Woo! Matt looked like 2020 Matt Field there. He looked like a Tasmanian devil, little blah 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 blah. Like he was going for it when he came out of the keyhole. He did have that correction, and then I saw the judge. It's great. It's absolutely insane.
A smidget of normality and everything that's crazy is going on. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to Orlando. I've done a couple events out there in Florida with Cletus McFarland. Shout out to Hell Yeah Brother. Yeah, I got it. Yep. As Florida will be awesome. Orlando Speed World in just a couple weeks. If you're here in the fierce competition, an awesome display of horsepower. Make some noise for your third place finisher here in round 1 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, Royal Purple Road to the Championship, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Third place, Vaughn Gittin Jr. All right, and now your winner here at round 1, where it all began in 2004, celebrating 18 years of Formula Drift after 700 plus days of not being back here at this iconic track. It feels good, Atlanta. Make some noise for all our drivers. It's a win-win for everybody, but it's a win 1 and 2 for the teal and blue. That's how we do. Your winner here at Road Atlanta, pilots a Falcon Tire vehicle, has a V8 under the hood, is one of 2 frenemies, and the winner is unanimous. Odi Bakchis! Odi Bakchis gets the win, and Matt Field gets second place. A Falcon Tire 1 and 2, Odi Bakchis in the Falcon Tires Field Suspension S15 gets the win. Matt Field, your number 1 qualifier, comes up just a bit short, gets second place in that Falcon Tires Drift Cave Corvette. Vaughn Gittin Jr. rounds out the podium with that Monster Energy Nitto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR Spec 5D. Lorette Nickel is down there. She is going to wrap out with Odi Bakchis. Lorette?